people. Welcome to episode 166 of Credit 101. In this episode, we're going to talk about smart tips for using debit cards safely. Now, when it comes down to using your debit card, you want to make sure that you're using it safely because of security reasons. This is direct money to this is like a direct access to your money. Usually when you're using a credit card, you got to pay the credit card out of usually the account, like your actual checkings account where your debit card is connected to. So you want to use it safely. So I definitely want to talk about these different tips. The first thing I want you guys to do is just make sure that you monitor your account regularly. I log into my bank accounts every day and check transactions. I check it first thing in the morning. That's something I do because if something goes wrong, you really need to know immediately. So that's something I personally do. But I also like to check a statement too, go over your full statement. But I know if I've been on it every day, I know for sure what's going to be on that statement. So you definitely want to check every day. That way, when you check that statement, you know what you've already seen. You looked at all this stuff already. Plus, you did the transactions. So keep that in mind. And you can do this on your online banking. And make sure you set up alerts and transaction alerts and notifications. I love to know when I have any checks that get cleared. You can set all these notifications up. If I get a direct deposit, I want to know my balance every morning. I want them to tell me every morning what my balance is. You can set up these notifications for yourself, whatever you see fit. Make sure you all are protecting your PIN. So never share your personal identification number, your PIN with anybody because they have direct access to take money out of your account. And you have to think about it too. When you go to Wells Fargo, they ask you for your PIN when you um, request money out of your account or to do anything out of your account. So your PIN is very, very important. You just don't want to mess around, okay? And use strong PINs and force yourself to change your PIN and remember the new PIN because if you use an old PINs, it's not going to be good for you, honestly. And make sure you guys are using secure ATMs. I would suggest going to like banks. Sometimes you go to different stores or different places that may have like a ATM for that business, and it's that business's ATM. I kind of would be a little cautious of something like that because you just never know with some of these ATMs, especially if it's like a personal business. Just be careful. And also make sure you avoid public Wi-Fi for your transactions because you don't want, for some reason, somebody hacking into there and actually being able to see all your information basically. And if you can help it, use VPNs. I am affiliated with Aura. I love them. You can go to aura.com/Rickita. They can give you a 14-day free trial. I should have it also down in the comments. They actually have VPNs that can help you all. So I definitely like that. And be cautious of just giving out your credit card information. I don't like to just give out my credit card information over the phone. I like to come in and do something or go online and do it. So be careful of that. If you ever lose your card or if it's lost, make sure you contact the bank right away and you can ask for a replacement. You can go in, you can call over phone, but just do something about it and try to do some type of two-factor authorization. I can't even say it, authentication, because you basically want to do this because sometimes you may want them to send you a text message as a verification or send you an email as a verification, not just put my password in and get in my account. Please request the extra security base, basically is what you're getting. And I definitely make sure I do this, and a lot of banks gonna do it anyway. And just make sure that you're using your debit card for little small purchases, and usually for big purchases I would suggest that you guys will use like a credit card. And if you guys were to, I'm not saying not to use debit cards, I'm just saying that I just don't want you all to possibly miss any type of reward. So if you have a debit card, see if they have any type of rewards. Like with Wells Fargo, they have usually, like if I look on Wells Fargo, they'll have um, percentages that you can get back if you were to use your debit card, or even if you were to use your credit card with certain companies. Hey, if you go to Little Caesars, we're giving you 5% back, things like that. And you could do a double up, possibly. I don't know. I was thinking if it was a double up, in terms of you're going to get the 5% back. But if you used to use like the credit card that you're like, you already getting you already have like the one where you're getting the 2% back, then can you actually get 7%? It's something to think about, but definitely um, make sure that you're looking into this, and make sure you keep your contact information updated. That way, if they do have to contact you, they'll have your information readily available so they can get in contact with you. Because I once had some fraud about to happen, and they always text me like, hey, is this your large transaction? And if you don't have an updated number there, who are they texting? So keep this in mind. Hey, beautiful people, welcome to episode 167 of Credit 101, where we're going to talk about why you guys should avoid prepaid cards. Now, I honestly was thinking we should not be talking about this, but I don't know. I do know a family member that got scammed. So I just need to throw it out there. So I'm like, you know what? Let me go ahead and just make this video for sure. So you got limited consumer protections. If something go on where maybe you think that how some people think that they need to put money onto a special card or something, they get scammed in a way. Or if this prepaid card is ever stolen, you try to get some funds, it's going to be so hard to be able to get this done. Because listen, you guys, they got very poor customer service. So it's going to be very, very hard to even get some type of help on this. And then they have high fees when you guys want to withdraw any money from some of these cards, or when you guys are doing certain transactions, they charge you more than if you were just to have a bank account. And I just remember using cards sometimes like this when I was very, very young, because not knowing what's going on. Started working at 16, getting some of these cards, or even our paycheck went onto one of these cards. You didn't have a bank account, they put your paycheck onto this card. And it was very, very high fees taking money out. Even if you guys were to do like a cash back or something at like a grocery store, it was a high fee to do that too. So definitely is very, very high fees a lot of times with these. And it's no functionality. Like, you're using these prepaid cards, you're not even building your credit. You'll be better off just getting you a credit card, or to avoid fees, get you a debit card if you don't want a credit card. But you need to really look into using other things, and you risk your funds being lost too. A lot of people, I remember even my uncle, when he used to get his government social security, he used to get social security, he used to get his social security into some of these accounts, and it's like, this is not good. You don't have any type of insurance. um you got to think about the FDIC insurance is not going to be covered on a lot of these. So, it's just going to be so, so hard. You just don't want fraud to happen with these accounts. So I always tell people to like really stay away. And then you're going to have poor financial management. You're not really going to be checking your transactions like you would with a regular credit card. So please, please avoid it. And then no overdraft protection. If you were to use a debit card, you have money sitting in your savings account or wherever, you can set up that overdraft protection. And some companies actually have it where they're not going to charge you fees to do these overdraft protection. So just understand that. So definitely, if you guys were to get overdraft fees, it's going to be very, very bad. So please make sure you guys avoid these prepaid cards. Suggest you guys just get in a bank account. Go to your local bank, go to a credit union. Wells Fargo allows people to get an account, even if you messed up if you got something on check systems. So I would say go to Wells Fargo, get you an account on Wells Fargo. Do your research on Wells Fargo to see if you can like them too, because I don't know what's going to be going on with these companies, but I'm just saying it now. And technically it is July 30th, 2024. So, it's no telling. So definitely do your research, but just get you an account. And if you're using prepaid cards, you should also start learning how to manage a credit card, because you can just build your credit with the same thing you're already doing. So hopefully you guys will get started on one of those options.